YouTube, welcome to the any % no GGS tutorial for Scooby-Doo 9 out of 100 Frights. This route for any % is intended to be your starting point for your Scooby-Doo journey. This is intended to be the most beginner-friendly route that we have, and also on top of that, this route kind of just bleeds into other categories. So if you learn this route, you can pretty much pick up some other categories with relative ease since you're doing a lot of the same things, especially in the early and mid game across some different categories of this game. So whether you want to build up to the advanced any % route, whether you want to play all monster tokens, you want to play all bosses, this route will set you up and basically just lay the foundation that you need in order to springboard off into anything that you want to do in this game. And so just quickly before we hop in, I wanted to discuss one thing about this route, and that is Fishy Skip. Now, the most important thing about Fishy Skip is that the PS2 version of the game cannot do this trick, but if you're playing on any version of the Xbox game, or if you're playing any version of the GameCube game, you are completely fine. You'll be able to do this trick. Now, personally, the version that I recommend you all to pick up is the NTSC GameCube emulator version of the game. This is because emulator for this game is completely legal, and generally emulator is the most accessible version of the game to play on. But if you don't have the means to play on emulator, or you just don't want to play on emulator, or for whatever reason you just want to play on the PS2 version of the game, I do have a solution for you. But before we get into that solution, I wanted to tie in the second part of this discussion that I want to bring up, and that is the difficulty of the trick. Fishy Skip can be considered one of the more difficult things that you're going to be learning on this route, and as such, I wanted to basically just give an option for you guys. If you try out Fishy Skip and you know, if it's a bit too difficult for you, we do have another no GGS tutorial. This is actually the one that I made around 2 years ago before Fishy Skip was discovered, but that tutorial and this tutorial are basically the same thing, just this one is split up into more parts, and this one also has Fishy Skip on it. So if you're running on PS2, go watch that tutorial, and that is how you will be able to play this game. For the rest of you, I highly implore you to give Fishy Skip a shot, because we've had beginners come in recently and they've all picked up Fishy Skip with relative ease, but I just want it to be as accommodating as possible to everyone, because at the end of the day, I just want you to be able to learn and run the game and just have a good time, because this game is truly a ton of fun. And so with that discussion out of the way, I just wanted to say that this is a multiple part series. So there will be a playlist on my YouTube channel with all the parts listed for this tutorial, and I'm basically just going to break it up into chunks so you can learn at your own pace. And with that out of the way, be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so before we hop into the run, I wanted to discuss some basic movement mechanics with you guys just to get you all up to speed. I'm going to TLDR this pretty hard, so if you want any more explanation or just want to take a deeper dive, I do have both beginner and advanced movement guides on this game, so if you have any movement questions at all, those videos will answer them. But this video alone should give you enough knowledge that you can just run this game without having to go watch those necessarily. It's just an extra thing that you can do if you're curious. So the biggest thing about movement in this game is the R button. So as you can see, I have a controller cam here, and basically this is the R button. This allows us to run. So normally, if we don't have the R button down, we are walking, we hold down the R button, we are running. Now, this is important for two reasons. A, obviously we're moving faster when we're running rather than when we're not running. But two is that Scooby's main form of movement is the charge attack. So the charge attack we do with the B button, and it's this very long dash and you go really fast, right? We're zooming. And you notice that I skid at the end of this dash. And basically what the R button does is that if we're holding down the R button and we dash, we don't skid and we just keep running. And so since we're not skidding at the end of our dashes, we go really fast. And so just generally speaking, you will always be holding down the R button. You will not let go of this button the entire run. You will firmly press this button and you will not let go of the R button unless I specifically tell you to. There are specific spots in the game where we will release the R button to do specific jumps, but I'm not going to go over that right now. I'll just show them. I'll just tell them to you as we come across them. But I just wanted to mention that. And then the second thing, we already kind of touched on it, but Scooby's charge attack. You'll notice that at the beginning of it, I'm slow, and at the ending of it, I speed up a lot, right? So generally, we're only going to be dashing over longer distances rather than shorter distances. And then just some other controls is that we press X to interact with things. So we get a shovel upgrade in this game where we can dig, and basically we just dig by pressing X on top of flowers, and we also press X to interact with warp gates, doors, people, anything that we're interacting with, we press the X button for that. The Y button brings up your health and your stat count, so if you're ever wondering, oh, what's my stat count or how much health do I have, you can just press the Y button on your controller and that will pop up. And so we press A once to jump, A twice to double jump, obviously, and then we open the umbrella after doing a double jump. After we do a double jump, we can hold the A button down and basically just activate the umbrella, which just allows us to float. And the final basic movement thing I want to talk about is turning Scooby. So if you notice, if you have a keen eye and you've been watching the controller cam, you'll notice that whenever I'm turning, I'm rolling in a circular motion. And even if I'm doing chirp turns, I'm rolling in a circular motion, if you can see. And that is because if I go up to down, I do one of these, I skid, right? I'm just trying to turn 180 right now, you know? If I turn 180, I skid. You get the point. You have a potential to skid if you do any harsh turns. So what we do in this game is that we roll. So if we're going right, we roll up to the left to turn, or we roll down, you know, we roll down or up to wherever we want to go. And so we're always rolling in whatever direction we want to go. So if we want to do a sharp turn, we roll down, right? We roll down into the left. We roll up into the right. You know, if we're going up here, we go up, roll left and down, or roll right and up, you know. We do one of these motions, and we do this to turn around because we can just infinitely turn Scooby like this without ever skidding. And basically skidding is slow and we don't want to do it. And that is the basic controls. So now that we're done with the controls, I basically just wanted to let you guys know how this game works. How does the speedrun operate? So there are things called snack gates. You see this? I have to collect 25 Scooby snacks in order to pay this. So if I collect, these snacks and, let's say I collect 25 snacks, I'll be able to pay this snack gate. Not going to do that right now, but I'll be able to pay that snack gate and go into an area. Now these snack gates block off certain paths, and we're going to be avoiding a lot of these snack gates, but unfortunately we have to pay some of these because we can't go around all of them. Because we have to pay some of these, we kind of have to go out of our way to collect snacks. And you're going to notice that a lot throughout the run, is that we actually kind of pass through levels not in necessarily the fastest way possible. And that is because there are certain snacks that are faster than other snacks in the game. So generally, when we're running through this game, we are collecting the fastest snacks that we can. And so with snack collecting, generally, you do not want to turn around and collect snacks. If you miss a snack, you don't want to turn around and collect it. This is because generally if we turn around for snacks, it's generally slower than if we were to just go forward and collect a different snack. And so generally you just don't want to turn around for snacks, and I highly advise to try and not turn around for snacks. This is the only exception for that is snack boxes, because snack boxes are worth 5 snacks versus single snacks. So like if I go over here and I collect this single snack, you're going to see that I get 1 snack, right? My snack total goes up by 1. But if we collect snack boxes, those are worth 5, and we're going to be prioritizing snack boxes a lot. So if you do miss snack boxes, you can turn around and jump for them in certain cases. But for this route, generally we have so many snacks in this route that hopefully you won't need to turn around for any snacks. So I would just advise, on your first couple runs, just try to never turn around and see if you can make it to the 850 gate with 850 snacks. And if you can't, no biggie, start turning around for the snack boxes. But basically, the more you run, the more you will see the places that you need to turn around for snacks versus not turning around for snacks, if that makes sense. I just wanted to just kind of plant that seed in your mind that snacks are time, because we do collect a ton of snacks in this route. So hopefully it won't be a problem for you all running out. But as you drop your time down, as you get better at this game, snacks become a lot more important. And so with that out of the way, let's just hop in to the run. So basically this run starts on new game. So let's just begin. So timer starts a new game. So we're just going to press new game, and basically we're going to be greeted with a cutscene at the very beginning of the game. And here we're just going to skip through it by pressing A. We're going to hold down right on our control stick, and as soon as we skip it, we're going to B dash. And remember that thing where I told you that generally you don't want to turn around for snacks? Well, here you do want to turn around for snacks, because we are collecting exactly 25 for this first snack gate. Now, this is the only time where you will want to turn around for snacks like that. I missed a snack. I have to turn around and get that. And we're basically just going to run in the circle, collect these very specific 25 snacks, and then we're going to pay the first 25 snack gate. After this, we're going to be over collecting. So hopefully if you miss a snack going forward, generally you don't want to turn around. Here I just held upright into this cutscene, and then basically we're just going to dash up this staircase, and then we're just going to do a single jump up here and collect these 2 snack boxes. This trick is known as Chandelier jump, and how I like to line this up is, my mouse, okay, you can see my mouse. I like to line this up with the back right corner of this Black Knight poster. And so generally I like to come around here and do a single jump up here. You can do it from basically anywhere, but this is just where I like to aim myself, because it allows us to get to the right side of the chandelier so that we can collect those 2 snack boxes. This trick is a very finicky trick. This is a very finicky jump, and a lot of people miss it a lot. And I'll just show it a couple more times, but essentially you just want to jump off like before you dip down too low. Because if you dip down too low and you jump up, well, raffle, you'll still be able to make it, I guess. But normally, you run off too far and then you don't get the jump out, or you do like a short jump and you can't get it. An important thing to note is that whenever you're doing chandelier jump is that you just do a full jump, full A press, you just hold it down firmly until you get on it, and then you should make it. Sometimes that happens and you don't make it, but it is what it is. I'll show it in sequence one more time. We're gonna dash up here, and then we're gonna, ooh, haha, see, look, even I miss it. So we're gonna dash up here, and then we're just gonna whoop and jump up here, jump and get these snack boxes, and then we're gonna get that key, and then we're gonna dash off and talk to Holly. We're just gonna spam through her text, and then we're gonna immediately turn around and we're going to leave. And that is the first thing that we're going to be doing. And then in this next level, we're gonna hold down right, and we're gonna spam X into Don Knotts, and then we're gonna release the R button while we're spamming through his text, and that is because we're gonna skid into him. So again, I'm holding the R button, I run into him, I press X and talk to him, and then initiates a skid, and then I basically just release the R button and then jump into the shovel. So I'll show this a couple more times. Holding down right, I'll talk to Don Knotts, skip his dialogue, and release the R button, and then jump. This is because it basically just allows us to, we can't dig up a flower while we're skidding or while we're running. And so we basically want to not run into the flower, because if we run into this flower, we have to wait for the skid before we can dig it up. But if we go to Don Knotts and release the R button after we talk to him, we can basically just walk into the flower, and that speeds up our time more so that we can dig up the flower and dig up this key, right? And so this key, we want to walk into this key. Oh, and this key, we want to basically just walk into this key, and then we're going to go back to holding the R button, and then we're going to hold straight up, and then we're going to roll to the upright, and then we're going to dash over here and enter shock 1. So shock 1, we're going to hold down right as we enter, and just walk around Don Knotts. We're going to collect these 3 snacks, and then we're going to make our way over here. We're going to collect these 2 snacks, and then we're going to stop on this barrel, because we're going to do something known as roof jump. And so roof jump, this is a spot where we're going to release the R button, because we need to have a full height single jump to jump up here on top of this roof, right? So in sequence, it's going to look like this. I release the R button and I jump on top of here. And basically how we want to aim this jump is that we basically just kind of want to aim back, because you see how this roof is slanted? We kind of want to aim like backwards, like kind of up left on our control stick, maybe even further than up left on our control stick, and just kind of go like down and back from this roof. That's because if we just jump straight at it, we won't have the height required, so we just jump backwards and we get up like that. So I'll show it in sequence. We're going to hold down right. We're going to wiggle around Don Knotts here, get these 3 snacks, B-dash on top of these barrels, jump, jump, and then we're going to B-dash and get the roof snacks like that. I'll show it one more time. And then basically as soon as we do the roof jump and release and we get back onto the roof, we can hold down the R button again, right? So we do the jump, release the R button and jump. So from the second barrel, just release the R button and jump up to the roof. And we're gonna keep moving on. I'll show it one more time, just because this trick can be pretty difficult. But we're just gonna move on like this. It's much easier to do in sequence than to do like on the barrel itself, I will say. And then from here, you can basically just copy my movement as we go throughout the level. I will point out a cycle that I will make known as a rat cycle. This is a cycle that you can aim for as you're moving through here, but it's by no means necessary. This is a rat cycle. We rock past that rat without getting hit by it. Unfortunately, I got hit by it. I'm not gonna go retry it, but that is rat cycle. And then we're just gonna single jump all the way up here into shock 2. And then in Shock 2, this is going to be another place where we're going to release the R button, funny enough. So what we're going to do is that Shaggy's going to land, and normally we have to play a mini game with Shaggy. But instead what we're going to do is we're just going to hold upright on our control stick, and we're just going to skip through his text. And then we're just going to run over here, collect these snacks. We're going to jump up here, just jump on top of that, and then we're going to dash, and then we're going to release the R button, and then jump onto this box. This is known as Rubberband skip. So I'll do that one more time, and basically how we want to do Rubberband skip is that you're going to see me release the R button and then jump up like that. And so let's slow that down a bit. And so what I'm really doing is that I'm aiming my head in between this box and this pole, and then I release the R button and I do a single jump up to the box. So if I'm too far to the right and I try to single jump, I'm not going to make it. If I'm too far to the left and I single jump, I guess I can make it, raffle, but generally you want to have your head in between this, and that will give you the highest probability of being able to get into this. Important thing to note is that when you run into it, it can be a bit easier to kind of just like aim up and onto it, but generally you want to wait for your whole skid frames to leave before you initiate this jump. And then from here there's gonna be two text boxes, so we're gonna XX, and then we're going to jump, and then we're gonna jump out like that, and we're going to get this box. This is a big one where if you miss this box, just ignore it. But it's just nice to have, so just, you know, go for it every single time. I basically am just pressing A twice and then doing a little short jump and then turning around while I'm in that short jump animation. And then I basically turn around during that short jump animation, and then I jump for the box. This is just a pretty hard thing to do. You need to hold the R button while you do it, because if you don't hold the R button, you get one of those and then you don't get it. And if you run off, you don't get it. But we just do that, and then we're just going to run down and just avoid all of these hooks. We're going to get these snacks by this caveman, just jump around him, and we're going to just jump around these hooks, try not to die, and then we're going to B-dash, and we're going to make our way to the 50 snack gate, and we're going to pay it. And in Pier 2, there's an important thing to note is that we're going to remain neutral, and that's because we spawn at this direction. So if we were just to hold left and B-dash, we're going to die, right? And so what we do when we spawn in is that we do one of these. We basically roll like from like right or down right to the left notch. So we do one of these. So we start neutral, and as soon as we spawn, we do one of those, right? If you're looking at my controller cam. So here we go. We're going to go remain neutral, right to left, and then we're going to immediately B-dash and single jump onto this tar. Show it one more time. We're going to remain neutral. As soon as we see our spawn, we do the roll down right to left, and then we're basically just going to walk through here, and we're going to make our way to the next room, Pier 3, which is where the springs are located. And here we're just going to basically just walk through this tower. You can release the R button here if you want, because we cannot run, jump, B-dash, or anything on this tower. We're just kind of glued to the floor here, unfortunately. But we're just going to kind of walk through here until we get to the springs upgrade at the end of this level. And once we're here, we're just going to jump up here, and then you can either single jump up here and get it, or you can come around here and you can single jump up like this, whichever one is more beneficial to you. And then now we have a double jump. So the springs just allow us to double jump, and so that will basically allow us to do a lot of cool movement and basically help us a lot. And then from here, we're just going to jump onto this barrel, and then we're just going to hop off and die. And this is because we're going to death abuse a lot in this run, and basically death abusing. And this is because whenever you death abuse, you basically just land at where you entered the level from. So some rooms have multiple doors, so basically you won't spawn at a random door whenever you die. You will spawn at where you entered the level from, and in certain spots we're going to be using death abusing to basically allow us to backtrack a little bit faster, so we don't have to walk through the tar back to the door. You know, we can just jump out to the water, die, and then we're back at the beginning here. But this is where we're going to stop part 1. I know this video is a bit short. I just don't want to overflow your brain with information about like the versions and the tricks or whatever. But the next video we're going to discuss Fishy skip. So see you all in the next one, and thanks for watching.